Hey Pisces, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. Ruth here with your June intuitive reading. This is purely intuitive, so the first card out will tell us exactly how you're feeling as you enter the month of June, and it'll give us an idea of what the month's going to be like for you guys. Okay. Now, my sort of aim in life is to acknowledge what I'm experiencing, accept reality, and to tell the truth. And that is hopefully what my intention is for you in this reading, okay? So that you can engage fully with your reality and what you're experiencing in the month of June. Cards are ready, Pisces. This is the first card. Okay, so deeply intuitive. You've got the High Priestess. This is how you're going to be feeling as you enter the month of June. So there is a real connection to your understanding here as you enter. You know the truth. We all know the truth every single moment of our lives, and yet we lie to ourselves every single moment of our lives. You know the truth. You're connected to that this month, but you might be in isolation. Actually, some of you, though, it's quiet. This is what's driving this energy, the Eight of Swords. It's very quiet, this energy, for me today, your intuition. And it's being driven by this energy of the Eight of Swords. So this is being, in a sense, stuck in a way of thinking that you can't recognize. You don't realize that you're stuck in a way of thinking. So your intuition seems to be stepping in. Tiny. Seems to be stepping in. This, told him, no, good boy, Tiny. Your intuition seems to be stepping in to give you a nudge, really, that this is something that exists. We'll have a look and clarify as to what precisely the mode of thinking is that you are stuck in. In the past, we have the Chariot. So this is interesting because this is those two things together expressed in this card. So we've got what is expressed, what is done, what is communicated is being a true reflection of what is felt. So in the past, there was, I feel, imbalance, even though that's the Chariot in its purest form, what I just expressed to you. Okay. Now it's interesting because I feel a sense of imbalance. So it suggests to me that what is thought and what is done and what is said is not a true, or has not been, or was not in the past, a true reflection of what was felt. Okay, let's move ahead to the future. This is the future. This is the near future. We've got the confusion of the Seven of Cups. And I mean, to be honest, it's beyond indecision for you. Beyond indecision. There's nothing there. Like there's nothing for you to hang your hat on to help you to make a decision. You can't. There's no way to grasp. Like, well, what am I using? Like, how am I going to decide? Like, shall I use my logic? Shall I use my reason? Shall I look at what's happened in the past? Should I look at you don't even have any of that to go from. You don't have any of it to go from. So it tells me that something's been going on in your head actually before June, and your mind is completely clear. It's really interesting. Your mind is completely clear. You might be worried about that. Emptiness is you're achieving. This is really interesting actually, because it's a very deeply spiritual reading, this one, Pisces. Of course, would we want anything less from you? Would we expect anything less for you? We've got the Empress at the base of the reading. So I'm feeling like there's a lot of space in your mind. There's a lot of clarity. But for some reason, you're not kind of appreciating that for what it is. Like for some reason, this clarity is confusing to you. For some reason, this knowing, this clarity, this understanding is frustrating to you. You perceive kind of, well, doing what I feel. Like, I feel this, so I'm going to do this. Like, for some reason, you perceive that as odd and strange and not appropriate. So that tells me that there's a lot hidden. You keep a lot hidden, Pisces. You keep a lot of stuff to yourself. And your behaviours, your actions, your words do not are not, or have not been, up until this point, a direct reflection of what is felt. It's really strange. It's like you don't see that there's a connection. It's like up until now you didn't see that there was a connection between those things, or that there should be a connection between those things, which of course would makes no sense. like you just do what you do. It's like you do what you do, you do what you do, but then there's a whole other world going on beneath the surface that you think and feel, and that you engage in, and the two are not connected. It's like it's like one does not come into play with the other. I mean, that's so bizarre to me, but it's like there's a space in your mind. It's like there's a gap, like, as in like, and you're suspicious of it. You're suspicious when there's nothing to worry about. That's what it feels like. It feels like if there's nothing to worry about, you're suspicious. If there's nothing to fear, you're suspicious. If there's nothing to question, you're suspicious. It's like that. It's like you like to have something to worry about. Almost, you like to have something to focus on, and it's weird because you don't have that now. There's nothing for you. There's nothing kind of bothering you. There's externally. So you just listen to your intuition right now, and it's like, oh my God, it's really quiet in here. I think you're recognizing that you put stuff in your way. Like I feel like you put things in your way for you to, so that there is a focus. Like you have to have something to kind of worry about almost. And it's like you're realizing that. Your intuition is talking to you this month. What an interesting reading. Okay, base of the reading was the Empress here. We will clarify as and when needed. This is for that one. So let me just put that there so it's out of the way. And these are your outcomes. I don't know if I've said that. I feel like I've said a lot already, to be honest. Okay, so the Empress is at the base of the reading. So this is abundance. This is really the recognition of the natural order and natural cycle of things. The nature of your existence, the nature of your experiences, the nature of life, the nature of what happens. You know, this is a full understanding, recognition, engagement of that expressed by the Empress. Okay, so it's abundant because all is known, almost all is seen. You know, this is like the inner world and the outer world. It's the same. It's like the same space and clarity, the same understanding, the same reflection. So what is above is below. But for some reason, you just find this suspicious. Like you don't like you don't like this. You don't like the clarity. Why? What? It's like literally. I mean, we've had this expressed like 3 times now. So we've had the yin and the yang expressed in this energy. The yin and the yang is consciousness expressed, and then these 2 cards in themselves, consciousness. So it's like you have this kind of mirroring. There's a mirroring going on. So it's like your inner world is finally kind of at peace, or a part of you is, and for some reason mentally it's something that you're kind of suspicious of. You know, there's peace and there's balance and there's harmony and there's love and there's happiness and there's abundance. And yet you're stuck in a way of thinking, you're sort of perceiving this in a certain way. Okay, this is good for me because this shows me now that this is what you're healing out of. So it's like you're recognizing things. You're recognizing ways of thinking, ways of perceiving that you have had and done in the past. And that is healing for you. So being stuck in a way of thinking. So this is like being an optimist or being a pessimist, or, you know, 8 of Swords is like, you know, or nothing good ever happens for me, or all men are cheaters, or all women are liars, or all people will leave you, or nothing good ever happens, nothing ever works out properly how I want it to work out. There are examples of types of ways of thinking that are sort of exemplified by this energy of the Eight of Swords. So that's an example of what it might be like in your mind, or what your perception might be. So this is being stuck in a way of perceiving something, and this is something that you need to heal out of, and it's your destiny to heal out of that actually this month, in the month of June, okay? Because you've got lovely energies all around you, and there is, and I'm hoping and hopeful that this is what's definitely going to be, you're definitely going to be able to do this. You're definitely going to be able to move forward. This is the past. Good, excellent. So there is stability here. Why I was feeling instability, I have no idea, because these energies are very, very stable, really. The energies are very stable. I feel like it's the perception. I feel like it's how you look at life, or how you looked at this aspect of yourself. Like, you know, this might be you looking at your intuition, or you looking at your own, or can I trust myself? Can I trust this life that I built? Can I trust this? And it's like, these are those questions. Can I trust myself? Can I trust my life? Is this going to be stable? Is this going to work out forever? You're healing out of that mindset and that mind thought, because it's like you do have all this love and security and abundance, and you have been going, can I trust this? Can I trust this? Can I trust this? Should I trust this? Is this real? Is it stable? Is it? That's what you're healing out of. So in the recent past, it's always, it's not about what is manifest. It's about how you perceive what is manifest. That's what's changing. It's not about what's manifest. It's about how you perceive it. Because for some reason, it's like, it's like, in a sense, this is kind of, I don't know if you realize that this is something that you do yourself. Like, you got into the habit of, you created this, and this is your habit, and it's like, in a way, the habit of perceiving things in a certain way, of being confused, of hiding things, or of not knowing, or of not expressing, or it's like the habit of doing that is now your tendency. So you tend to do that, even though there's absolutely no need to. There's absolutely no need to worry, to stress, to be, you know, you can be you can chill, you can vibe, it's all good, life's good, you're in a good spot. There's no need to add this stuff, add this confusion in. You're creating this confusion for yourself, because that is somewhere an anchor for you. In some way, it's like you don't know who you are without it. But it's going. You're healing out of it. You're destined to sort of release that stuff this month. You're destined to release it this month. I want to just look at this. Thank you very much. Seven of Cups. Death. Thank you. Yes, there we go. It came through. It's nice and straight away. Death card. This is what you're transforming out of. You're transforming out of this need, in a sense, to be confused. It's like you want to confuse yourself, which sounds bizarre, but actually, when I say it out loud, but actually, I get that. I've done that. I've been there. We all, it's a normal part of consciousness. It's a normal aspect. It's not an aspect, it's an aggregate. Anyway, whatever. It's an all part of how we react to our experiences in our life. Something to hold on to is better than the complete unknown. If I tell myself, I'm walking into this new relationship, and I tell myself deep down, so where I can't hear it, that this relationship is not going to work, at least I'm in control then, aren't I? Because I know it's not going to work. So when it does fail, even if it's in 3 months or 3 years, I knew it wasn't going to work anyway. So it's like having those sort of it gives us a sense of control. These sort of thought, you know, being an optimist or being a pessimist or whatever, gives us a sense of control over our life experiences, but it's not needed. And it's like you're realizing it's not needed. You don't need to create this confusion for yourself anymore. That's what is being transformed out of. That's what you're transforming out of. And that is what is over. And I feel it. And I'm here for it, Pisces. Okay, let's look at your outcomes then. We've got the Magician, we've got the Nine of Swords, and we have got the Hierophant. Hermit's at the bottom there. Okay. This dog's trying to get your attention Right, everyone just give Tiny some attention, please, because he wants us to look at him. You are beautiful, and we love you, Tiny. Okay. Okay? Now I'll finish this. It keeps trying to get my attention. Okay, so Pisces, we, you know, in the future, in the, excuse me, outcome, sorry, Tiny. Thank you. In the outcomes, we've got the Magician, the Nine of Swords, and the Hierophant. So I want to look at the Nine of Swords first of all, because when I mean, all the energies for me are blessings now. And, you know, yes, it takes a long time to sort of recognize that, but they are. I mean, this is the energy of, this is the experience of recognizing and acknowledging the struggle, the mental struggle, the mental turmoil. Recognizing that this is stressful, or this is creating anxiety for me, or this is difficult for me, or this has been something that I found difficult, you know, etc. These are all the things that I've been thinking, and this is all of it here, out, seen, expressed, communicated to yourself, at least, okay? And if there's another person involved, or relationship, family, because there is elements, obviously, energy of marriage and of motherhood, with the Empress, the Four of Wands, the Star card, the Queen of Pentacles. These type of energies can be indicative, and obviously got the Hierophant as well. So we've got indicative of partners, of soulmates, whatever, love connections, but family stability as well. So there's that energy. So it could be that some of you are becoming new parents. I have that energy with another sign yesterday, Leo. So if some of you are dating, if some of you are married to or in a relationship, whatever, with a Leo, I definitely speak to them, bless them, because they need to speak to you as well. You need to kind of open up to each other, and you need to be able to express if you're a new mum, or if you're a new dad, or if you're a newlywed, or in a new relationship. You just kind of, you know, you're so happy, they're so happy. Leo's happy, and Pisces happy. It's just that the trauma of the old stuff kind of it's not an impediment, but it's kind of, it's like old trauma like gets in the way of your current reality. And it's like, this is the recognition of that, and it's about expressing that. It's about saying, this is the old stuff that I bring in, and it's about you recognizing that this is old stuff that you brought in. You brought it with you into this relationship, into this new family, into this dynamic. You've carried it with you all this time, but finally you can see that that's what you're doing. You finally see that that's what you're carrying, that you have been carrying this stuff with you. So whenever I see the nines like this, I love it, because I love to see that, because it's showing that there's the blindfold's off, and I'm facing it. I'm no longer avoiding it. It's hard, but I'm acknowledging that it exists. That's what's going on here. So this transformation is happening, and it's happening because you're bringing about this transformation. We've got the Magician energy, and we've got the Hierophant here at the end. We've got this Magician energy here. So we know that you are focused. You know, the Magician energy is, yes, we've got the tools to create everything that we want to create and manifest, but you've got to be absolutely focused and present. You've got to be where your feet are at right now in order to create the life, the situation, the circumstance that you want. So this is about that connection, not just, yes, to the ability to create and to create out of thin air, but it's because we are connected right to this moment now, to this present moment, to the ground of all. I'm standing on this ground right now, and this is what I know, this is what I understand, this is what I can do in this moment right now. So the Magician has to be present in order to manifest. And I feel like you're going to be present. It's abrupt. It might feel abrupt, but that awakening is very healing, and I feel it's something that's going to be, it's a process that you're ready for. You've naturally arrived at this point, and you're ready for it. You're ready to kind of to release the old ways of thinking, the old patterns of thought, the old automatic thoughts and perceptions. You're ready to release those now, and it's time for you to start living in this reality, in your reality. I mean, literally, I started off by saying to you, accept your reality. You know, in this, the Hierophant accepts. The Hierophant knows and accepts that there's all these other opinions, there's all these other ways of thinking, there's all these ways of doing it, there's all these other attachments, there's all this other stuff, there's all these other rules, there's all these other ways, but there's also my reality. and what I think and what I know and what I understand. And that's going to be my guide. That's what the Hierophant knows. That's what the Hierophant does. And that's what you will be able to do at the end of this. I feel it's good for you because it's like a complete release, really. It feels like a complete release of some of the old, it does. It feels like a huge transformation from old traumas, from old ways of thinking, from old ways of feeling, from old ways of, you know, behaving as well. Now there is going to be a connection between what you're going to see, I should say, and recognize the connection between what is felt and what is thought and what is done, which is beautiful. Couldn't ask for better. Okay, my darling Pisces, I hope you liked that reading. Tiny clearly did. I will see you all again next month with your brand new reading. Take care, my darlings. Bye.